What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Alpha Heel 7. That's right, the commish, the owner, the big dig. That's right, of the Apex Madden League for the Xbox One currently, and soon to be for the Xbox Series if we can get any of those damn consoles. That's right, I'm one of the guys that was on at 11 o'clock, had the console, had the Series X, the $499 one, in my cart, checking out, putting all my stuff in there. And then all of a sudden, I went to finalize, and boom, sorry, we don't have this anymore. So I basically spent an hour of my life trying to get the Xbox Series X, and I wasn't able to get it. So, a little perturbed by that, but hey, that's okay. That's in the past. We'll get one. I'm not going to be one of these idiots that goes on eBay and pays $1,500 for a console when I can, if I wanted to, I could build a PC for that. And yeah, anyway. It is what it is. I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm a little salty about that. Life, man, we all have to go through it. So, I wanted to bring back the show for Madden 21. This is the first time that I'm doing the Unfiltered for Madden 21. So yeah, we're back, man. We are back with a vengeance. Super proud of my guys, man. You guys are all out there. You're playing your games. I'll be honest with you, man. Because this is not the best Madden, I figured after a couple games we'd start to lose people. We haven't lost one person yet, and it's week 5. So I'm super excited about that. Haven't had that many complaints. We'll go over that later. Just really wanted to, come on, go over some subjects. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, click the bell notification. I watch many YouTube videos, and they always say, like, click, I never click the notification bell, but if you're watching this, I recommend you do it, because I guess it's something to do with the algorithm, and you get to watch it, and you can see my ugly. Yeah, so do it. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about some things today. If you can look there on the left of the screen, you can see that we have about 5 topics. 5 topics every show. We just kind of rattle them down, go through a bunch of stuff, and that's it, really. There's nothing else to it when it comes to the show. So, as you can see, I got the Apex logo right there on my TV. Again, we've got the basement done, so we are ready to roll, man. This is going to be the Apex Studio, otherwise known as my man cave, where I watch Pornhub and play Madden. So, not in any particular order. I mean, normally it's after Madden that I get my sock and throw it on. Anyway. But yeah, so we're going to go over some things. I'm glad to be back. This is a very shitty game. There's no way to really sugarcoat it. But we're gonna make the best of it, man. That's what makes these type of leagues great, is that you can really make a not so great game great by just being able to have that. So with COVID and everything, it gives us with everything going on with politics and everything. I've always, my goal is always to make Apex a relief, an escape from that kind of stuff. So you guys will hear me video, really pressing on that. We are a brotherhood of gamers. So if you want to join Apex, if you follow the little scrolling text at the bottom, you can go to our Daddy League page and you click rules. If you go to the bottom, there's a link where you can fill out an application. You can go to our Twitter, Apex_Madden, and we post content on that all the time. Big Al is great. He's my right-hand man when it comes to content. So, big shout-outs to Al. If you don't know Al, he's he's the big content guy here with me, and he's moving. So he's getting out of he likes to call it the shithole state, and he's moving out west. He's going to be a cowboy. Wear the caps. No underwear or anything underneath it, so he's very excited about that, and I know his wife's excited about it. And really, that's about it. We got a son on the waiting list. I look through and I see all these leagues that need to fill teams. I'm blessed. We don't need to, man. We've got a waiting list, so it just really drives the point home that we're building something really special here. We've only been around for not even a year yet. Well, January is when we created this. And we're rocking and rolling, man. We're only going to get bigger. We're only going to do better things. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. So anyway, with that being said, we are back. And we are back with a vengeance. And we are going to do some really cool things. But yeah, let's take a look at that's the first thing I want to go over. The second thing, let's go over contenders, pretenders. Contenders, pretenders. Basically what this segment is going to be, we're a quarter way through the season, right? There's some teams that are, 4-0, 5-0, 4-1, whatever. But I want to kind of go over the list of we got a lot of good owners in here. I want to go over the list of the contenders that are maybe actually going to be fighting for that Super Bowl at the end of the season. Maybe some of your teams that have a really good record but haven't really faced any. I'm going to go over that with you. We're going to kind of take a look at it. So without further ado, let's take a look here. At right now, if you look at the AFC, we're going to go with the AFC right now. If you go with the AFC, you've got the 4-0 Broncos, the 4-1 Buffalo Bills, the 5-0 Colts. I'm the Ravens. We're 4-1. The Patriots are 4-1 or 3-1. Chiefs are 3-1. Titans are 4-1. Then you've got the Raiders on the bubble at 3-1, and then the next team is like 2-2. So those are the teams we're going to talk about. Denver Broncos, absolute contenders. This is an easy one just because I know Monteith. Tom is a great owner. He's won Super Bowls in other leagues. This dude is awesome, man. Knows how to call offenses. He's a great user. He's going to be at the end. I mean, he's probably going to get one of those 2 bye week spot or the 2 top spots in the AFC, and I do believe that he could go all the way. Very easy there. Buffalo Bills. This is a returner, like BM Timmons, man. Won the last season, Madden 20 with the Bills, and comes back as the Buffalo Bills, and he is on a tear, man. Now he's got receivers. He got Stephon Diggs. He just traded for Curtis Samuel. Boy, he's got him rolling, man. So he's definitely a contender. Then we look at the Indianapolis Colts. My boy, the 5'8" guy himself, 5-star hustler. That's right. He's a contender as well, man. This dude is really good at Madden, man. He knows how to, he's good on the sticks. He knows how to play call. Definitely going to be there. Then we go to the first pretender, and I think it's me. That's right. I'm not calling myself out, but I'm calling myself out. Unfortunately, I haven't really figured this team out yet. And you're going to say, well, you're 4-1. How the hell have you? I just haven't. The offense, I'm very inconsistent on offense. I try to build a solid playbook around Lamar Jackson. I'm not used to mobile quarterbacks. I thought about trading him. I'm like, why the hell would you trade Lamar Jackson, man? Got great arm strength. That's what I look for. We're going to roll with Lamar. He is going to be the face of the franchise for the Apex Ravens this cycle. So I try to throw some read options in there, and I'm still getting a hang of it. I don't think this is going to be my year. This is not going to be something that I'll probably make the playoffs, but I'm probably going to go out first or second. Then we got the New England Patriots. Now, this is tough because I don't know a lot about Heavy. Heavy was in our league last year, but he was really I believe he's the Vikings, and he was just kind of like there and not there. So at this point, I have to say he's a pretender. I hate to say it, Heavy. Don't kill me. Prove me wrong. Prove me that you're going to be one of the teams at the end of the season. So I believe that he is a good team, but he's still got a ways to go. And then we look at D-Real and the Kansas City Chiefs. My one loss came to him. I will tell you, man, I'm not going to tell my weaknesses. He exposed it. So he actually is a really good owner. I think he's too reckless with the ball to be able to really make something happen. He's very good. He's just very reckless. And I believe that having that type of, you don't have a good enough defense in that Chiefs team to be able to overcome that. I don't believe he's going to be there at the end of the season. Then you got the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans. Dude, this dude has had the toughest schedule. He's went against the Bills, the Broncos. He gave the Bills his only loss. He's definitely going to be there. He's definitely a contender. So, got to say the Titans. Now, the Raiders, my boy Witness. I think he's going to be a contender if he makes it. Right now, he's on the bubble, so he's got to have one of those teams fall out of line. But the good news is he's got the Broncos and the Chiefs in his division. He'll be able to play the Chiefs again, so he'll be able to kind of control his own destiny. I do believe that he will make the playoffs, and he'll be there at the end of the season. Let's take a look at the NFC. NFC is so, I don't know what you would call it, but I would say they don't look the greatest. Okay, so I do believe that if you look at, there's literally 3 or 2 undefeated teams. There's 5, 6, 7 teams that are only one loss. If you look at the NFC, it's kind of top heavy in my opinion. You've got the New Orleans Saints that are number 1 right now at 3-1. Detroit Lions at 3-1. Dallas Cowboys at 3-1. The Seattle Seahawks at 3-2. And then you've got Al, my boy, at 2-3. Actually is on the if we were to stop today, he would make the playoffs. He'd be at that 6th seed. So that's really awesome for Al. And then you got the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Football Team and the Carolina Panthers. So those are really the top teams in that. Right now, so the Saints, let's go down the list here. The Saints, number 1 draft pick, easy, contender. This dude is great on the sticks, great user. I love watching this dude play because he's got such a magnificent eye for things on the field. And, you know, even though Madden struggles this year in a lot of aspects, he does a good job of really bringing out the realistic football aspect. So I do think that he's going to be a contender. Then you got the Detroit Lions, 3-1, and they are controlled by Urbana. Love Urbana, good guy, plays his games. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be his year. I call pretender. And the reason is, it's not because of Urbana. I just feel like he's got to have another couple years to get that team up. Because when you start playing those top echelon users, if you have a lower rated team, you're going to get exposed. And you're going to, you know, they'll be able to expose your weaknesses. I don't think that he's quite there yet. I think after another season or so where he can build it the way he wants, I do think that he'll be as a contender. Then you got the Arizona Cardinals. This dude, like, came out of nowhere and has just, like, I gotta say, man, I gotta give props to this user right now. He's 4-1, but he took the Arizona Cardinals. Another guy left, so he took him over. And this dude's awesome, man. Like, he does so much content. He gets on Twitter and he'll, like, after every game, he'll be like, offensive stars, deep. Like, I'll have to retweet, like, 5 or 6 tweets. I love it. I love it. He has enthusiasm. He has an eye for football. He's definitely a contender, man, because that is a good Cardinal squad, and he has been able to utilize his strengths on that, which is the wide receivers, Kyler Murray. Even the defense is stepping up. They're really good on defense. So I do believe that Arizona Cardinals are going to be contenders at the end of the season. Now, this is where we go and we start to kind of dice this up here. Dallas Cowboys. Normally, I love Joe, man. Like, I would say, you know, last Madden probably struggled a little bit. I'd say pretender. But this dude's balling, and he's, like, showing me stats in his other leagues, and he's doing really well. He's really grasped what Madden 20, what the strengths are. He's user in the D-line. He understands this, you know, you have to have athleticism and being able to get to the quarterback. I do think that he will be there at the end of the season. I do believe that he's going to win that division. Well, maybe. I do believe he's going to make the playoffs, and I do think that he is a contender. Do I think he's going to the Super Bowl? No, I don't. But I do think he will be a contender when it's all said and done. Then we go to the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks, his name is Seahawks. I don't know him other than Seahawks, the guy that does rodeos and is a claims adjuster. That's all I know him by. So anyway, I do think he's a contender. He's a great user. He knows how to be able to utilize a run. He's a great runner. And in this Madden, running is very important. You don't want, you know, a lot of guys will just go out there and start throwing the ball. I'm one of them. I've got to really start to build my run game because that's what this game is about, is being able to run the ball. And he does a great job of that. And in my opinion, he will be towards the end. I am, with him and Cardinals, man, it's going to be neck and neck who wins that division. But I do believe that he will go to the championship on it. Definitely. San Francisco 49ers, 2-3. Love you, Al. You know I do, but I'm a realist, man. I don't think this is your season. You've got a lot of stuff going on with moving. You're going to take some default losses. I don't think you're going to make the playoffs, unfortunately. But I do think you're getting better at the game, which is awesome. And I've always been a big advocate of you and you getting better, and I do think that you are. So props to you. Doing great. Minnesota Vikings. Now, you would have asked me this 2 days ago. I'd said, pretender, no way this guy's going to do anything. BLDJ. But I changed my mind on that, man. I watched him take down the Seattle Seahawks, and he, for real. Like, this dude knows how to play and knows how to utilize his strengths on his team. Dalvin Cook, the play action, good defense, getting to the passer, great. He's actually talking to me about acquiring Marcus Peters. We'll talk and see if that does anything. But if he does, now he has a cornerback that can shut everyone down. His cornerbacks right now are like 73, 74, which are not great. But if he gets Marcus Peters, he could really utilize, he could really take himself to the next level. But just remember, if you're coming after Peters, bring the bank, okay? I've always, when I was in my mid-20s, and I told the girls, if you're coming after the Peter, bring it. And that's what I'm telling you now. Coming after the Peter, bring it. Anyway, go to the Washington Football Giants. This dude is definitely a contender. I can't believe he's on the bubble, man. What the hell's going on? He will be in the playoffs at the end of the season. I do believe that he can even take that division. He took a sim loss, and he's 2-2. This dude is awesome, man. He's a great user. I think that he could even go to the Super Bowl. Now, my concern is the Washington football team does not have a very highly rated team. Great defensive line, and he's not trading much of that because he's wanting to build off of that. Very smart. That's what I would have done. So he's going to roll with Haskins and, try to get a little bit more on offense. And, I think he was trying to acquire Peter too, but he didn't want to bring it for the Peter. So he's not getting the Peter. So, but anyway, I think he's a great user. And I think he'll be there at the end. So very exciting to watch him. Carolina Panthers, Wyrock. This dude is always like, this is the way I look at Wyrock. Great user. He's never at the top. He's never at the bottom. I always feel like he's like right there in the mix. Right? Like if he had a motto for Madden, it would be called right there in the mix because he's really competitive against the good owners. And he beats who he should. So I do believe that he can make the playoffs. I do believe he will, but I have to say pretender as far as not, I don't see him making it far in the playoffs if that happens. So unfortunately he is a pretender in my book, but it doesn't mean that I don't think Wyrock is good or I don't, I think he sucks or anything like that. I just feel like my opinion. Anyway, that is your pretender list. We are talking about quarter MVPs. What the hell is quarter MVPs? Well, we're a quarter way through the season, so we're going to talk about the MVPs. What are we talking about as far as like who's doing good as far, who do I think is going to, could get the actual MVP? Who do I think that can get like offensive, in the AFC, defensive in the AFC, or, vice versa. So let's talk about overall MVP. Right now, in my opinion, by looking at all the stats, you really got one person that really sticks out. And I know this person, his Peter, is going to get really hard as soon as I say his name. Josh Allen. No, not the offside linebacker. Sorry, Stank. The quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. That's right. B. Timmis. No need to get Morningwood. I do think that he is going to win it, though. He was thrown for 1,600 yards already. I believe he's only thrown for 5 interceptions. He's on a roll, man. Now he's got Stephon Diggs and Curtis Samuel. He is like lights out. Yeah, he's actually right now. He's got 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Very good. If you look at everyone else, I mean, there's a couple of quarterbacks that have a decent ratio, but none like him. I do think that he is the front runner to run away with it. There's really nobody else that I could see to run away with. Now let's take a look at offensive MVP. I personally think that there's 2 people on this list that could win this, other than Josh Allen. I do believe that Josh Allen is probably the front runner because the way that Madden does it is if you win MVP, you're going to win your perspective offensive MVP. But I do think if we take him out of the equation, you've got 2 people that really stick out to me. Joe Mixon, Feline Soul, golf clap. Great job, man. I know sometimes you struggle with Madden, but dude, you were running the ball. You ran it down my throat last night, and you took me to the limit. So great job. He's got 667 yards in 4 games, dude. That is crazy. This dude can run the ball. And then you got Stephon Diggs, the teammate of B. Timmis, dude. He's got to be rock hard right now, man. Listen to this. But yeah, Stephon Diggs is 650 yards. He's just really killing it. He's got 100 yards more than anyone else. Those are my picks for the AFC offensive players that could do it. Defense, I look at this in the AFC, and it really could be anybody. I personally think that it could come down to a couple people. I think that one person that really sticks out to me is Marcus Peters. Now, Marcus Peters has 22 tackles. Okay, he's 4th on the list, but he's also got 3 interceptions, and he's like top 10 in that. So if Madden does the thing they're supposed to do, he could really come away with that defense team. Now, let's take a look at the other side. Let's take a look at the NFC. NFC, it's a little bit more, I think it's more I think it's closer than everyone wants to think. So defensive, offensive, I think it could be Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson having a hell of a year. He's thrown for 1,400 yards. He has thrown 12 interceptions, but he's thrown 13 touchdowns. So I do, Madden really doesn't take the interception in the equation. I think that he could be there at the end of the year for the offensive But I'll tell you another guy is Christian McCaffrey. Wyrock has taken probably the best player on the game, one of them, because he's 99, and just ran with it. So, I mean, literally, run with it, get it? But, yeah, Christian McCaffrey, man, the little white gazelle, dude, just running through people. He's got 580 yards, and if you look at that, the next person close to him is Dalvin Cook at 477. Which is so he could go for it too. DJ Moore, you look at this Carolina offense, they're doing really well. Let's take a look at the defense. My personal opinion, I think this is going to be a little bit, I don't think it's going to be as close. I think Nick Bosa is going away with the defensive player in the NFL. He's got 8 sacks, next closest is 5. Could be Budda Baker, he's leading in interceptions, but I think that's going to, taper off. I think Nick Bosa is going to keep going with this sack thing. So I think that he's well on his way to getting defensive player of the year. Anyway, that's your quarter MVPs. I hope you enjoyed that segment, and that was brought to you by me. That's right, Alpha Heel. I am sponsoring that segment myself. So how stupid is that? Anyway, this is the part of the show where it should be on hot takes, but I'm going to explain that later. Madden blunders. Okay, so what is going on with Madden 21, right? And why the hell is it was so glitchy? Like, literally, I could have made a video, 2-hour video of just this segment because this is how frustrating it is. First of all, you don't do anything to franchise. Nothing. Nada. Nothing. Right? And your whole sales pitch to us for Madden 21 was, look at these new animations. They can dive for the first down. They can dive for touchdowns. I think that's really cool. But come on, man. You made the glitch. You made so many bugs that, like, Billy, that dude with the mullet, Billy the Exterminator, would come out and be able to, like, really rake it up. I know that's kind of lame. There's a lot of bugs, right? Unfortunately, like, these patches aren't working. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if you guys are getting lazy. I don't know if you don't care. I've heard, and I've kind of, like, wondered about it. Like, there's, like, people out there talking that it could be a conspiracy that EA just wants to, like, really frustrate franchise guys to where they just stop playing it so they can get rid of it. Come on, man. I mean, what the hell? You are the only game in town. Okay, you're the only game in town when it comes to NFL football simulation. That's it. You wanted the simulation title, right? 2K can only have arcade. So make a fucking simulation game, okay? That's what I'm saying. Make a simulation game, okay? When you make a simulation game, hire testers, okay? That was what the beta was supposed to be about. We were supposed to tell you what bugs were in it. And I sent you a list, along with everyone else. Sending you lists. Hey, this isn't working. This isn't working. You got to change this. I remember, coming out, formation subs didn't work, right? Formation subs, you had to, like, trick the system into letting you do formation subs in the franchise menu. Whenever you do coaching adjustments on defense, if you're doing it by DB, by route running, overall speed, whatever, it's like it puts linebackers and cornerback slots and vice versa. You shouldn't have had this. What the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I get it. The new console is coming out soon. I get it. The previous title isn't always the best as the new console comes out because you're really focused on that. I get it. Why didn't you just give us Madden 20 with a couple new things? That's it. That's what it feels like. But it feels like you made it worse. Whatever you did, you made it worse with these new cosmetic things. I don't know if that's what's messing things up. I'm not a programmer. I'm not that smart, but I am smart enough to know that other games don't do this. Okay, there's some you have to have testers. Okay, there is plenty of people that will do this for free. Okay, You're running around, you know, saying, "Oh, it's COVID, it's this and that." No, dude, you guys are lazy. That's what it is. You gave us, like, you sold us snake oil. You guys are snake oil salesmen. Like, seriously, you guys, like, come in the carriage and you tell us how great this is gonna be, you know, and it cures, like, asthma and polio and, you know, like, all this stuff. But it doesn't. Like, you sold us a fake bill of goods. Like, this game, like, the game itself is good, but, like, I'll give you a great example of my frustration, okay? Last year, zone, right? Everybody ran zone because man was garbage, right? So now this year it's flipped around. But the way I look at it is, like, zone isn't, like, you gave us zone drops, which I love. I think that's awesome. I will give you credit on certain things, but there's also certain things that's like, why did you do this? But let's go back to this. Zone. Zone is terrible. I mean, it is absolutely terrible. Okay, so when you play zone, guys will just stand there, like, they turn around, they're not attentive. It doesn't go by overalls. I don't know what the hell, like, what happens, but it doesn't seem like zone, like, you just basically got lazy with it. And then the patch, you say, well, we're gonna fix this, and you break something else. So now the newest patch, as this comes out on the 25th of September, the newest patch ruined to where guys will drop open catches. Why? What are you doing? In what universe does that happen? Like, test it. Why are you fixing things and then breaking other stuff? You will fix one thing and break five other things. That's 100% what happens. There is no debate about it. This has been happening for years. You are selling us snake oil. You guys are snake oil salesmen. I said it before and I'll say it again. Absolutely. Stop. Fix the game or give it to someone else. I know you guys don't have that power to give it to someone else. You're making so much money on these little freaking 12-year-olds that, you know, spend $1,000 on their mommy's credit card. You know, this is ridiculous. We have gotten to a point, and you're not the only pay to play, so I'm not even going to go that route, but we've gotten to the point, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Unless we complain. As a collective group of franchise people, we complain and say, fix franchise. And then you got, you know, Sean Grady coming out going, we heard you loud and clear. We're going to come out and fix it. We're going to have 3 updates. One in November, one in October, one in December. I don't know, whatever. But they're like, stupid. Here's the thing. Make the gameplay where it's not buggy, okay? Attributes matter. Attributes matter. That's the key thing. Attributes should matter. If I have a guy that plays 95 man, he's a shutdown corner. Have him be, you know, a shutdown corner. I mean, he could give up catches, but ratings should matter. Attributes matter, okay? That's huge, and it doesn't. Secondly, you don't want to give us any franchise options. That's fine. I want gameplay. But the second thing I want is for you to be able to give commissioners more power over their league. Maybe you know, the whole thing when in MUT where you said, if they use this play 3 times, there's like a little lock on the play, they can't use it again. Give us stuff like that. Give us stuff to where we can edit, you know, certain things. You guys did a good job of it, a little bit, but come on, this is crazy. This is crazy that we have to keep, you know, like, unfortunately, we are under your, you know, every beck and call. Like, we can't do anything because we are a silent minority. But, you know, it sucks because I'm 41 years old and I've been playing this game for a long time. When I met my wife, I mean, she knew I was a Madden player. I like Madden. I like playing Xbox. She had no problem with that. That's what my passion, or that's my hobby. That's what I like to do. I like to do videos, you know, content. But, like, you have made it to where people don't even want to play the game anymore. It's hard to fill leagues this year because of how bad the game is. That's horrible. I mean, it's horrible. And you're never going to give that license up because you make so much money on MUT. I get it. I'm a realist. I love capitalism. I get it. Money makes the world go round. But at some point, when do you actually care about gamers and you know what matters to them. You don't. I mean, you look at NBA 2K, you look at even golf. Even golf. This was made by a indie developer or indie company, took over by 2K to develop the game. But they are even like, and I understand golf is way different than football simulation. I get it. But even like, you create online societies that you can create tours and create your own courses. You don't get to use other golfers. You play as your own. Like, that's a simulation, you know, game. You don't have that. You put in stuff that like is gimmicky. Base of the franchise. Again, stupid because it's so easy to do this and it's repetitive. It's like, what? No new presentation. Just some like, you just slap new graphics on it and then you package it out. Anyway, I'm getting worked up. That should have been a hot take, but it's not. But here we are. Hot take. Yes, that's right. I accidentally clicked the button twice, but here we are. Here's the hot takes. Normally, this is where I go off on people. I go off on companies. I go off on former members. I go off on everybody. This is my hot take. This is my true unfiltered self. But, you know, I do want to be able to use this as a platform to give positivity as well, because unfortunately, there's just so much negativity around the world. It's terrible. And the problem is, you go on Twitter and you feel like you have to take a shower afterwards. That's how like nasty things are. Okay, so I wanted to take this moment, this time, to actually really just give credit to my league, my staff in my league. Like, you guys are doing awesome. I am super happy. I figured I'd have to come out after week 2 and be like, dude, you guys got to read the rules. What the hell's wrong with you? I've had very limited complaints. I've had some complaints, and I feel like some of these guys complain to me after they lose, and I just ignore it because they don't even go through the process I tell them. I feel that you guys are doing a great job. I really do. I am so excited for what we have created in such a short amount of time. I've said this before, but man, like Madden 21, the struggles that game itself has gone through, you guys have done such a beautiful job. You guys are doing more than I could even imagine. You're playing your games, you're getting them done. People are losing and they're not quitting the league. It just really shows the type of owners that we have in. Our true goal is sim over win. I know that sounds kind of gimmicky, but really comes down to it, man. If you have a very competitive, like, it's only about winning, it's only about this, you're going to have bad owners, you're going to have toxicity. You're just going to have like a bunch of negative stuff going on. That's why I always promote that, because I feel like when you really do get guys that really want to build something bigger than them losing maybe 5 games. So I am very proud, and it does inspire me to do more. I want to do more broadcasting. I want to do more, you know, just more content for you guys. Maybe give out some, I want to give out like merch and stuff. I want to be able to, you know, award people for not just winning, but, you know, being able to be a good member, like conduct themselves. We have great conversations in there. And there's times when we get heated, right? Staff, I'm looking at you, Phil, and you, Joe. But at the end of the day, man, I really do feel like this is the best community out there. I know I'm biased, but I see it every day, man. You guys are like talking football. You guys are talking, have a food channel. We talk sports. We talk everything. And this was the vision when I first created this, to have that. Like, that was what my vision. I wanted to be able to have guys be able to just like take their, you know, their mental, all the stuff that goes, you know, finances, the outside world, you know, like Corona, like all these things that are just bogging us down. I wanted this to be an outlet where we could just, breathe a sigh of relief, you know, and say, this is great to be able to just hang out and not have to talk about that stuff. That's why I make it the way I do. That's why I keep religion out of it, politics, anything that could be controversial, I keep it out of there. Because there are people, we're all passionate about stuff, right? We're all passionate. You know, I got my certain beliefs. but I'm never going to push it on anyone. And we're just all passionate about what we do. So to have this type of group, to have this type of platform for other guys to join. I've got guys in there that aren't even in the league, but just love chatting. I mean, I think it's awesome. So we are creating something way, like, my vision was exactly what we have, but I never knew we could take it as far as we have, as soon as we have. So kudos, guys. Hats off to you. I really love, like, everyone playing their games. We haven't lost one member yet, and it's week 5. I thought by week 2 or 3, I told somebody, I think it was Jim Jones or Alson or somebody, I said, hey, man, I'm going to get you guys in. Don't worry. As soon as people start losing, they're going to leave. Well, guess what? You proved me wrong, and I love it. I love when I'm proved wrong, when I have negativity. Now you're just making me want to be more positive and things for the league. So thank you, guys. You guys have been great. I know I ran a lot longer than I expected. We're at 36. So I know that, we ran a long time, man. All seriousness here. Like, I like to have fun. I like to have, make people laugh. I like doing broadcasts. But at the end of the day, man, you guys are my dudes. And it's funny because I'll watch your stream in other leagues and I root for every single one of you. I really do, man. I want you all to win. I want you all to be successful in life. You guys are family to me, and you guys know that, if you need anything, let me know. I'm only, you message me, anything. Like, I've helped people financially. I've helped people, like, put them in my prayers. I've helped people, trying to put people in jobs and stuff. So I am, I feel really gracious to be in the situation I am, that I'm in with this. I also want you guys to know that, like, it means a lot to me. It really does. I'm very humble. I don't take this as, like, some sort of dictatorship, and I don't take it for granted. I really don't, because it could, could end tomorrow. So I really do appreciate everybody, the effort that you put into this league and this. All I ask, I don't even ask that much, but you guys do so much. I only ask for a couple things. Play sim. Don't, do everything you can to win at all costs. Have a good attitude. Be respectful to the other members in the chat. And that's really it, man. I mean, if you guys can follow those rules and be active, play your games and stuff, man, that's it. That's all you have to do. And I want to continue this. I want to build off of this. At some point, maybe once we get big enough, we could do a second league that does, like a feeder. You're a feeder for the main league. I'm not there yet. I don't have the time to run that. Maybe sometime. I want to do other things. We're doing golf. I know it's slow. The golf has slowed down a little bit, but guys are still playing the tournaments. We're on the Masters this week. So if you're interested in golf, you can join that, and you don't have to join the Apex Madden. I would like to do other games, man. Maybe Call of Duty tournaments, stuff like that. We're not at that situation yet. We don't have that type of exposure. We don't have those type of members yet. We're going to get there, though. We're going to get there. And honestly, the only way we get there is free. I know that sounds cheap. Really means just, if you guys have friends that want to join, if you guys have, like, people that you're in other leagues that are unhappy because the way that it's ran, or maybe they want a second league, send them over, man. I mean, I try to be, like, respectful to everybody. There are a lot of people that will not be welcome back in this league because I am not the type just continually give chances over and over. But if it's like something that wasn't a big deal, I'll give you another chance. So, but that's really it. This hot take wasn't about, like, getting on anybody's ass. Like, I do want you guys to kind of, when you complain to me, the one thing I will say is, you do complain, you want to complain, go back over it. I don't want my DMs full because you lost. Okay? We all lose. We do. We all lose. When I lost the D-Reel, I'll tell you this really quick. I was losing the D-Reel, and I was pissed because I felt like the animations, I wasn't getting the animations. It was nothing against D-Reel. I never felt like he cheated once, but it was just like I wasn't getting the animations. He would have a dime, and there would be 3 guys on the line. I'd run it up the middle, and for some reason they would just collapse, and it just didn't make sense. But whatever. On the last drive, as I'm trying to end the game, my controller, my Xbox One Elite, the $200 one, quit. Like, the buttons wouldn't work. There was, like, B would work, directional pad, but nothing else. It was the most frustrating thing I've never been as mad before in my life. And it wasn't even really the game, was that. But at no point did I say, I'm going to complain about this person. Remember, the other person on the side, you know, maybe that's his first win, or maybe, you know, he was really happy about that. Maybe he had some bad things happen in his life, and maybe he has that to kind of compensate. Where you don't know, you know what I mean? Unless someone's straight cheesing, don't bring it to me, okay? If it's one little thing, I don't want to hear it, because you are going to be labeled as a complainer. I'm just telling you that. I feel like we have 32 good guys that play the game the way it's supposed to be. Now, I don't want to prohibit you from that. If you're someone that loses and you felt like you got cheated, then let me know. But if it's something like you just, oh, he did this. Okay, was it consistent, or, oh no, he just did it once. Okay, well, come on. Maybe he forgot or something. He's in 3 other leagues. Let's just be mindful of that. So, really, that's the only, I guess, negative thing I wanted to bring up, but it's really not even that big of a deal. I think you guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. Be safe out there and love one another, and have a great weekend, fellas. I really mean that.